I think that it should not go unnoticed that President Biden got a lot of his advice from pop singers and movie stars and people who partied with Harvey Weinstein. And we know how that turned out.
I have lived by a pretty simple set of philosophies, and one of them is this: people usually get the leader they deserve.
But the party is controlled right now by people who majored in online activism with a minor in puberty blockers.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth. Somebody on the top of the line!
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That will give you notification of my rants, my ravings, my undeniably flawless reasonings. Please like and share this video. It's the only way that we can get the word out that we're here. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of the Afternoon Drive. I think it's a fairly safe and honest assessment to say of the current Democratic Party that they are rudderless. On the one hand, you've got people like Chuck E. Cheese Schumer, which are still trying to be relevant and trying to project and portray themselves as the leader. But when they go out to rile up the troops, what they do is just beyond cringe. You have Mad Maxine Waters in her James Brown wig that's way too tight for her. And there she stands in front of the Department of Education. I demand to be allowed in there. And of course, the Democrats get turned away. Not a good look, trying to recreate what they accuse Donald Trump and some of the MAGA of on J6. So this whole idea of, storming the gates, and they're organizing protest parties across the nation, the American people understand what they're actually protesting. They're protesting President Trump using Elon Musk and his team of, crack computer wizards that get into systems and are actually showing the American people the fraud and the waste. And somehow they think the American people are upset by this. Somehow they think that even blue-collar Democrats are upset that they can't give part of their paycheck for trans education in Siberia. They want to give their money to things like that. And the fact that Donald Trump and Doge is exposing all of that, and you've got Democrats taking to the streets, and that the unemployment is rising in Washington, D.C., and the housing market is beginning to crash because all these federal workers are losing their jobs and they're leaving their homes. You do know that the vast majority of Americans who are struggling to be able to buy groceries, buy gas, pay the mortgage, pay the rent, really don't care that bureaucrats might actually have to go out and find real work, rather than having some job where they're supposed to answer the phone on behalf of the Social Security Administration or some other government agency, and they never quite get around to answering the phone. People are just forever trapped in the queue. That these people might actually have to have a job where they have to show up on time, clock in, get paid by the hour, and only receive pay increases and promotions based on the value of their ability and what they can do, rather than the fact that because they have put X number of weeks, months, years into a place, they're automatically guaranteed this tiered up promotion and raise in salary and never-ending benefits for a lifetime. They might actually have to go out and go to work, and the American people are like, good, let them find out what it's like for the rest of us. And when the Democrats complain about Elon Musk isn't been elected, neither have these hundreds of thousands of nameless, faceless bureaucrats in the swamp known as Washington, D.C. Elon Musk and his team can see private information in these computer servers. Well, who's looking at it now? We don't even know those people. At least we have an idea who Elon Musk and his team are, and we know what they're doing. They are exposing the fraud. But of course, the Democrats are upset by that, and that's all they got. And the so-called new leadership going to try to pump some new blood in here. Even an old fossil like James Carville have said, who are these sissy boys? I haven't even heard of these sissy boys. Well, one of the sissy boys that he's referring to, and I'm not sure that's politically correct, James, is David Hogg. David Hogg got himself elected as the vice chairman of the DNC. And right out the gate, he started grifting.
Because now David Hogg apparently has been using DNC insider information to promote his personal political action committee for which he draws a salary. So the answer to the question, how long until there is a corruption scandal, it was basically immediately. The moment the dude got access to the information, he was like, give me money. The Democrats are done. This is absolutely incredible to see what we are seeing. Now, as for the likes of David Hogg, I mean, I got to hand it to him. He sees it for what it is. I've explained it. The Titanic hit the iceberg, man. And these powerful elites are like, look, we ain't saving this ship from sinking, but we can grab as much fine china as possible before we make those life rafts. What David Hogg has done here is the embodiment of what the establishment was doing to this country. But now it's in your face because the Democratic Party imploded. Their ship is sinking. And David Hogg said, let me in, I'll save you. And as soon as they opened the door, he ran in and started just grabbing up fine china and then ran out the door. I love it. It's just absolutely amazing.
As I said, people usually get the leadership they deserve. Why was David Hogg elected as the vice chairman of the Democratic Party? Can anybody tell me? First of all, most people in America have no idea who David Hogg is. I'll get to that in a minute. But can anybody point to, well, what has he actually accomplished? What has he actually done? What has he actually built? What policies is he responsible for getting before Congress and thus furthering an agenda to help people? Oh, that's right, none. Well, what politicians running within the DNC was he key and instrumental in getting them elected? Oh yeah, none. So why is he second in command and running your party? And you're shocked that as soon as he got in there, he used access to all of the big DNC donors to hit them up, not on behalf of the DNC, but on 2 PACs that he runs, that he is the paid employee of, and right out of college began to pull down a 6-figure salary just shy of $250,000. And now he's got the DNC funding that. Bump, ba-dum, bump. And I think Tim Pool is exactly right on his assessment. Let's go back to who David Hogg is. He came to national attention during the Parkland shooting in Florida because he claimed to have been an eyewitness. That he was actually home from school that day, and when he heard that there was an incident going on at the school, supposedly he snuck out of the house. Parents didn't observe it. Got on his bike, went to the school, and got around law enforcement, got in through a back entrance, and then was videoing himself with his phone, supposedly under a desk, avoiding the shooters. He didn't go to school that day. You can't really hear anything in the background, and some of the background video people suspect that there might have been some sound effects dubbed in later. We have the video evidence of him practicing for the media what he would say and how he would say it as far as his eyewitness account, and he used that to get then senators like Marco Rubio and others to sit before him in a tribunal of students demanding gun control. That was his shtick. And the Democrats loved it. Because again, Marco Rubio, who should have known better, but others, they walked into a no-win situation. These students berating these Republican senators and congresspeople about gun control, gun control, gun control. Again, getting America to try to react emotionally rather than think logically. David Hogg is a grifter. That's all he is. Remember when he was going to go after Mike Lundell from My Pillow, and he was offering $200 for somebody to give him a design for a better My Pillow product that he would then launch a company to go into competition against Mike Lindell. This is David Hogg is a grifter, but he's now leading the Democratic Party. Whoa, way to go, way to go, way to go. Keep him. You guys will never put anyone in office again. But he's not the only one. What about Harry Sisson? I know it's Harry Sisson, but Harry Sisson, I mean, he is just this whiny soy boy. I mean, look at David Hogg and this Harry Sisson. What real female is attracted to this? These woke libloon boys, and that's all they are, that seem to have never gotten past puberty. And, you know, they're in touch with their feelings and they respect all of the points of feminism. These guys are going nowhere fast. Now, Harry Sisson, I can't remember now if it's Harvard or Yale. He's supposed to be, you know, a graduate, a law major. Just recently, he broke this top story because he is, in the opinion of the Democratic Party, the number one best chance they have of reaching young people through social media because he's Mr. TikTok.
We have some major breaking news. Donald Trump's State Department is awarding Tesla, one of Elon Musk's companies, a $400 million government contract. Yeah, that's right. The State Department's procurement forecast, revised as of late December 2024, lists Tesla as the recipient of the largest expected contract, with Marco Rubio's department planning to buy $400 million worth of armored Tesla. The award is targeted for Q4 and is forecast to last around 5 years. The procurement forecast is listed as having been modified on December 13th, 2024. The procurement forecast is listed as having been modified on December 13th, 2024. Modified on December 13th, 2024.
Gentlemen, Ciccolini here may talk like an idiot and look like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot.
Hey, Harry. I can't remember which Ivy League school that your parents overpaid for you to go to, but apparently you're not all that smart. You tried to make the case that Elon Musk was awarded this contract 1 month after Donald Trump got elected. Donald Trump was not yet inaugurated. He was not yet sworn into office. The Biden administration offered this contract to Tesla. You know why they got it awarded? Had nothing to do with the fact it was Elon Musk and a supporter of Donald Trump. The Biden administration, hell-bent on this ending fossil fuel by 2035, wanting the entire government to go green and awarding all of these billion-dollar contracts to build charging stations, and they've had, you know, like a half a dozen built out of the billions that have been wasted on this, and solar panels and windmills and everything else. Just this big green money grift. Elon Musk, Tesla, was the only company to put a bid in to build electric combat vehicles. That's why they were awarded that contract. And now that Elon Musk has Doge, they canceled that contract. Bump and bump. Oh, and Marco Rubio. Hey, Davey, you're supposed to be so smart. Now, one of the new visionary leaders of the Democratic Party. Marco Rubio was not Secretary of State in December of 2014. He wasn't, I don't even think at the time yet, mentioned as the possible nominee when this was going down. So, This just shows you that these people are in over their head. They don't even know what they're yelling and screaming about. It's just, if Trump is involved, they want to be anti-it. That's it. That's all they got. That is the future of the Democratic Party. And never failing to disappoint, Senator Kennedy, in his own unique way, describes what's wrong with Democrats and where their future lies.
I've got a lot of friends who are Democrats, and they haven't asked me for advice. But if I did, I'd tell them, look, you just got to try harder not to suck. I mean, Think about it. Over the past 4 years, the Democrats mismanaged Congress. They mismanaged COVID. They mismanaged the economy. They mismanaged inflation. They mismanaged the national debt. They mismanaged Afghanistan. More recently, in their opposition to President Trump and Mr. Musk, the Democrats have chosen to support the bureaucrats and the spending porn over the American taxpayer. Just like they support illegal immigration over the rule of law, just like they support transgender athletes over women's sports, just like they support Hamas terrorists over Israel. All Democrats are not like this, but the party is controlled right now by people who majored in online activism with a minor in puberty blockers.
You need to try not to suck. I just love that. I'm sorry. I just absolutely love that. Hey, I'm Pastor Marty. This has been the Afternoon Drive. We'll catch you next time.